Terry Preuss, NBCT, speaking out to Stephen Round. This is round 5. Okay, I said follow the money. I hope I don't get in any big trouble about that, but I think it's something that we really need to look at. Why is it so expensive to test, and who really is making the money from all this testing, all the testing products that we are purchasing as a nation? I mean, who are these people, and are the politicians being lobbied? I know that we're allowed to lobby our politicians. Are they being lobbied by the test makers? I mean, these are just questions that we need to start asking. When I told my students that maybe I'd be fired for speaking out, and they were surprised, I became courageous. And I decided that since I wasn't able to resign because of my family situation, and you know, it's my living and I love teaching, that I would make this a commitment to a continuance to stay where I am and help to make things better. I called our children and myself lab mice, and it's sad, but sometimes that's how we feel. Let me give you an example. The tragedy of Sandy Hook hit my heart and the hearts of so many teachers. We were so afraid coming into school the next day, and our hearts go out to all the families who lost loved ones. It was a tragedy that we will remember forever. When I walked into my classroom, what did my students want to talk about? They wanted to talk about Sandy Hook. They wanted to find out if they were safe in school. They wanted to know what precautions were being taken. They wanted to know if we had bulletproof glass on the windows. These are the things they wanted to talk about, that and gun control. But somehow, because of the well-meaning Educrats and the test scores and my needing to produce these test scores based on what I'm being told I need to use, I had planned in my lesson book something from which I was not supposed to waver. And that was a lesson about renting pets. Yes, that's right. I was supposed to be speaking about how pet rental is a bad thing versus perhaps a good thing, and letting my students debate. 5 vocabulary words were going to be taught, and it was going to be a great debate. But on that day, what we had on our minds was Sandy Hook. That would have been the debate. My students were grieving for the entire country, but because of testing, I was afraid of speaking about what I wanted to speak about. I was afraid of having my students write journals about Sandy Hook. I was afraid because I'm supposed to be teaching reading now so that we can get better reading scores. And again, I'm not pointing fingers. Somebody's being told to do this. And then we're being told as a county to do this. And then the teachers are being told to do this, as are the administrators. So that's what we're doing. So I pulled out the lesson on pet rental, and my heart broke because I realized that day that I was chained. I was chained not only because I was supposed to teach this lesson, but because I was afraid someone was going to walk in and observe me, which is what they call, and realized that I was doing a writing lesson, which I'm passionate about because I'm a writer, instead of a reading lesson to get those test scores up. Sandy Hook. Let this be a lesson to everyone. You cannot ignore the elephant in the room. Those children were slaughtered. Those teachers were slaughtered. America will never be the same. Pet rentals? I don't know. Waiting for take 6.